Hey guys, my name is Crazy Penguin, and welcome back to another comparison video. In this series, I like to cover two weapons and look at them side by side. Generally, they're going to be from the same class, and generally they're going to be the default weapon, something that you start with when you unlock the class, versus something that you need to unlock that would cost you gold or experience. In this episode, I'm going to be covering the MIRV launcher versus the default fusion mortar. So first off, we have the stats. Alright, take a look at these guys. Damage on the fusion mortar is quite high. Probably one of the hardest hitting things in this game. It does 1300 damage and as little as 650 at a decent radius. Versus the MIRV launcher, which does 450 times 4, meaning that when you shoot it, it splits into 4 clusters, and each of those do about 450 damage. So depending on how random the shots are and how big the spread of your bullets, you can do either more damage or less damage to the same target, but generally we'll be able to hit more targets with it. And then as far as the clip size goes, they both have one bullet before you need to reload, and the ammo count is fairly identical. The MIRV launcher has one less bullet, so it's negligible. On top of that, they shoot at the exact same rate. Okay, so now that we got the stats out of the way, I want to say first off, right off the bat, that everything from here on out is completely my opinion. You're welcome to disagree with me, I welcome it. I'm still developing my opinion on these things. I'm making this video to help you develop yours. As far as these two weapons go, it's one of those unique scenarios where I actually like the default weapon better than the unlocked. And let me explain why that is. With the fusion mortar, when it hits, it does a huge chunk of damage. Many classes are one shot by it, fully upgraded armor, shields on, etc. It feels like it's doing more. Whereas the MIRV launcher, I fire that thing, and 6, 7 shots downrange each time I get a hit marker, and it never feels like it amounts to anything. And this could all be in my head, I understand that, but it just feels like the fusion mortar does more for me. Even when I was pulling these clips together, I'm shooting the MIRV launcher, I'm like, wow, man, this thing just does not kill in comparison. But that's just personal preference. A lot of people think that when you spend the time to unlock weapons, whether it's spending gold or gaining experience, that the item is going to be an upgrade. And that can be true in some scenarios like the plasma gun or the jackal, and the default weapons for those classes do have their uses, but those two are generally considered, at least they were at one point, overpowered, etc., whatever. So every gun kind of has its use. With the MIRV launcher on maps like Dry Dock, I'm sure there's others I'm just not thinking of, it really has its usefulness because you need to cover a wider area of effect, and it's quite nice in those instances. However, overall, I'd say that the fusion mortar is just better. Personal preference. So my point being, when I say that most people think that spending more time and effort into unlocking something means that it is an upgrade, it generally means that it's a side grade, meaning that it gives you a different amount of utility, allowing you to do different things, but not necessarily better than the other one. So in this case, you have a wider area of effect, you can do more, you can do less damage, etc., it gives you more options. So that pretty much does it for this guide. I'll let you decide for yourself which one you like better, whether it's the fusion mortar or the MIRV launcher, and we'll leave it at that. If you like this kind of content, be sure to stick around. We always have more of it coming out, and I'll see you next video, guys.